Good morning, everyone. How are you? Isn't this typical pure Michigan weather? Yeah, I found it challenging to drive around the area today, but it's exciting to be here, and thank you for having us. I'm going to talk about what we've done with Blackboard this last year that helps in the teaching and learning environment, and then I'm going to go forward thinking and show you what we're going to release this year as the new Blackboard Learn platform and the new Blackboard Collaborate products. And you'll be excited. I want it to be interactive. So if you're excited about something, please clap. I want to hear that feedback. If it's not something you're interested, you could do thumbs down, you could boo me, that's fine. But I need you to know that, because legal sends me an email, that every time I show these things, it's forward thinking. And before release, there might be changes from what I show you today, or may have some additions. So just keep in mind, it is a demo right now. And hopefully we'll meet that here shortly and release the product. And the intent is to create a website so that you guys can get in there and test it out for free, kind of like course sites. But we're not upgrading course sites to it. We're going to create another site for the Blackboard Learn. A little trivia, see who can answer this question except the Blackboard people. What was our project name for Blackboard Learn? What? Nope. Nobody heard it at, how many went to Blackboard World last year? There we go. Okay, I saw a hand down here. Travis, let's get him an address, and we'll send you a $10 gift certificate to Starbucks. Good, excellent. Yes, it was Ultra. And the idea behind Ultra is we want to ultrafy the interface to Blackboard. And we wanted to make it streamlined. We want the workflow for faculty and students to make sense. A lot of information in one screen that gives you an idea of what's going on. So that's very exciting. Thank you for knowing that. But let's take a look at what we were this year. Yes?
Just a curiosity, did you guys start from scratch in terms of coding and writing a brand new interface, or is it just a reworking and deleting of all the old stuff that you guys have?
Nope, and we'll see that. We redesigned it. We use different technology for the interface. Now the behind the scenes functionality has been also upgraded. We're getting away from Oracle and SQL. We're going into a different Postgres database structure. Makes it a lot easier to retrieve and report from. So, good question. So, and I know we're kind of late, and I want us to be done by 10. I'll leave some Q&A at the end, and that way we keep things flowing. Okay, so Blackboard introduced a new vision 18 months ago, and a world inspired to learn. And we're very global. We have a very strong global presence all over the world. And many schools are reaching out to international students in their native country. So we're kind of looking forward to our vision, and we keep this in mind every time we develop something, we work with our faculty. Again, we keep in mind that we are here to inspire people to learn. And our mission is very simple, to reimagine education. So we're really thinking out of the box with our products, and we're taking different approaches of how we sell our products and how we partner with our clients. So you'll see some of these changes here. So our focus is challenge conventional thinking and advancing new models of learning. We're getting a lot of feedback and involvement from our faculty. They want more engagement. They want to have more adoption services, and don't nickel and dime us anymore. So we've listened to that, and we've come up with the customer success advocate positions like myself, who works with our clients to partner and make sure that faculty are engaged and are adopting our products. We hate to see our clients buy community and content and never use it. And a lot of times they don't know how to, they didn't go through our implementation services, so they kind of ask us to step up to the plate and get the schools and clients engaged with it. Redesign. So our products are shifting to be an integrated solution. No longer are we going to look at just selling course delivery, community, and then content and outcomes and insights and A4L, which is analytics for learn. We're going to look at bundled solutions so that you get a holistic approach to the possibilities of reaching your students and engaging the faculty in more advanced technologies. Redefined, we're evolving beyond the traditional LMS. The market's changed, we're coming to the table now, and we've redesigned it to meet this challenge. We want that holistic approach. We want student success, retention, identification of at-risk students, and solutions to help them be successful and to finish their degrees. So we've really taken this approach this last year, which I'll show you, and then where we're going forward. All right, so the first thing I'm going to tell you guys about is the BB Student app that's available in Google Play and the App Store. It's free. It's a mobile learn application that we're releasing. It's in beta, but it works really good. It connects to the schools as long as you've enabled Blackboard Web Services or mobile web services. Once that's turned on, it's a building block, and students and faculty, and I'll show you the faculty app, will be able to use this for free. Now, there is a mobile learn app, and if your school doesn't subscribe to it, there is a minimal charge, $2.99. If the students want the traditional mobile learn, or if you currently have it, eventually it's going to evolve into this. And in the future, you'll see why that will happen. All right, the student app kind of looks like this. They log in, they get a feed of what's going on in all their classes. What do I need to be working on? No more going from class to class to class to figure out, should I be taking a test? Am I turning in an assignment? Is there a discussion board posting? All that comes up on what we call the stream. And it lets them know what they're going to do today. They can go see what they did yesterday, or they're missing something. Or if a grade has posted, they'll be able to see it on their stream. No more guessing where their grades are. Their courses will be broken down as far as current courses that they're enrolled in, which also could mean that if they're concurrently enrolling or continuously enrolling, it could have been fall and it goes into spring. Those would show up here. If they're finishing a previous term, those courses would be here too as well. Mobile awareness kind of gives you an idea of what are you doing in this class. So here's some documents that the student's supposed to be reviewing, and we've met the challenges by extending files that can be mobile friendly. So no longer is it Word and PDFs. We've gone to Excel. We've done Access reports are viewable too as well. Multimedia plays well. It is awesome. Very clean, very easy streaming media. And then any handouts or PowerPoint slides no longer are an issue or challenge, as we've seen in the past. Very clean, easy navigation, and a very interactive tool. Learning objects will now be able to be used in this environment. So interaction, which we haven't seen before. So again, BB Student app for free in beta. You guys are welcome to use it. Now, the big one, the BB Grader app. And we saw this as an opportunity to engage our faculty to take their courses and go anywhere with their iPad. So yes, it's only available on the iPad right now, not on the iPhone, not on Android right now. We're evolving that technology to get more of the Android, and future releases that we'll see in the here coming up, this will change. But for now, you'll be able to grade assignments, grade your assessments. You'll be able to do the retention center. You'll be able to color code your grade center. And you'll be able to send emails to students right from your iPad. It's very clean and easy to navigate. Oh, I think I hit the wrong one. There we go. Hit the right button. Okay, so I'm going to go through this quickly. I encourage you to download. It's free, and as long as your school has enabled Blackboard Web Services or mobile web services, you'll have access to your courses. And it's a free building block. It's a Blackboard building block. It just needs to be configured. All right, so the instructor logs in, goes to artifacts that have been submitted, and this will be for all your courses. It does segment into your courses so you can see very quickly what documents or what tests I need to grade. So here I have an essay that's been turned in and the different students who turned it in, and I would click and open up the Crocodile feature of inline grading. So here again, I'm grading the student's activity. I can provide them feedback, my notes to myself about why I graded that way. You can use rubrics. How many use rubrics? Good, excellent. It's built in there too. You'll be able to then grade on the rubrics. You'll be able to put the letter grade or points or whatever you grade on. You can save it and deal with it later. Or when you're done, send the grade to the student. Now, if they're using the BB Student app, they're going to get that on their stream right away. For the students in your traditional course delivery, it will go into their grade center. They will get notification when they log in using that notification area and grades. They'll see that information or go into their grade center. One of the enhancements here is all the assignments, the things that I need to do today, and then what have I completed. We'll say questions at the end, okay? Thank you. You'll be able to get the retention center, and remember there's 4 rules that you can set up in retention center: last access, grading thresholds, activities, and lateness. So you can set up rules that you can flag if students meet your thresholds and are at risk. You'll get that interactive here too as well. miEDU. We bought a company, we acquired a company, more like it, in Austin, Texas, that has developed a miEDU LinkedIn for students. And with that, in version April 2014, we activated that so it's integrated with the student's profile. They'll be able to show their skill sets, earn badges, achievements, put other information out there that might be of interest for potential employers. There's a network of internship jobs because we do have quite a few employers nationwide that interact in here and in Canada. So they're welcome. We send a lot of information to employers to get on there and take a look at our students. Here's a typical layout of miEDU. And the thing about miEDU, it's not tied to your school's profile. You're asked to do it through a personal email address. And if they start at K through 12, and that profile can follow them all the way through their educational life cycle. And they'll be able to account for their proficiencies, their badges, achievements, certifications, where they want to work, their hometown, a lot of information. Some the student control and some that the school controls. We also have an app for free for students. It's called Job Genie. And this basically walks them through, and I'll do this very quickly, a Q&A process to see what jobs are you most likely to succeed in. Are you driven by power, money, impact, and freedom? So it takes you through a lot of interview process. And then at the end, it says your best choices are, and it lists the jobs. And then you can click on testimonies from the industry that talks about those jobs. Blackboard Collaborate Launcher for PCs has been out for a while, and we introduced the Mac version. It cuts down on the time that it takes Collaborate to launch Java and then update and do the Collaborate session. So it kind of reduced the time that it took, because it's a heavy machine, to lift and launch the Collaborate product. Now, the best part. What are we doing this year? What are we going to release this year? Again, my legal department making sure that I make you aware of this so you don't go back and say, hey, Chris, Lawrence said that this is going to be in here, and it's not. Without prior notice, again, things might not deploy quickly or upfront. Might be changes because it's in development. We won't know until the general availability of it. And it will be in phases. Not everything you're used to in the learning environment will be released first. And I'll show you what will be. Okay, the Blackboard Learn experience. And I'm going to hop on my computer because I can't do that. Okay. Had it all ready to go. All right. So the login screen will be highly customizable now. You don't have to have community to do it. You'll be able to make the look and feel of the login screen your brand. And I know it's been a challenge, or you have to have additional modules to do it, but now you don't. So I'm going to use our Monument University as its login, and I'm going to show you the instructor persona and take you on that journey of what that will look like for the instructor. Then I'll switch and I'll give you the student view. Okay. So the first thing you're going to notice is what we call the recent activity screen. We are going to stream on this unit all the information that is date-driven and needs your attention for that day, and all your courses. So that will, all your courses will appear up here. If you are given a test that day, if you have an assignment that the students are working on or it's due today, if there's posted discussion boards, it's going to be on your timeline. And it will, as soon as things activate or become available, this will update. So when you log in, you're going to see everything in your courses, and you're going to keep on track what's going on. So that eliminates many steps of going from course to course to course, and then drilling down, looking at your announcements, and figuring out what your students are working on. And I'll just kind of show what this looks like. We also added yesterday to it, and it also prompts you that you have some grading opportunities. And so all you have to do is click on that, and you'll go to the area that you are to grade, whether it's assignments or assessments or other grading artifacts. You can also link and take the quiz if you want to. You have instant access to everything a student does. And you'll see that the same thing for the student screen. You're going to go, I don't have to wonder anymore what is going on with my students. Are they seeing stuff properly? Do I have to use the student preview? How many use that? Right? April 2014, we released the student preview button that allows you as an instructor to go into the student view and interact in your course as a student, save your data or wipe it out and go back to the instructor view. So to start the journey, the instructor really needs to know what is going on. What do I have to do? There's no more guessing now. It's going to populate on your timeline. And as I scroll through here, I can go back 2 days, 3 days. It's up to the school when you do activate this, how far you want to go in the past. Again, more grading opportunities that I have, but a really nice streamline of what's going on in all my courses. The next thing I'm going to do is, okay, I get it, I know what's going on, but what about my courses individually? Where are they? So here's your course listing. It's going to break it down to your current courses and even courses that you're a student. If you're faculty and taking a professional development course or any other course in the system, it will appear there in your list as well. It'll be easy to turn off those things, those courses that you don't want to see anymore. It's going to be organized to those courses by term. Or if it's a continuous enrollment, maybe the school has created a course for AQUIP or use it to do HR policies, whatever it might be, and you're always in there and you don't want to see it. You'll be able to click and close that. I don't want to see that. You'll be able to go to a functionality and bring it back if you want to. So streamlining that view. How many have more than 20 courses on my Blackboard page? Isn't that obnoxious? I've taught and I had 50 courses and I only taught 2 courses. Other was institutional courses that I just didn't really need, but I'm in there. And it was a pain to go into settings and then click it off and then go back. So we've streamlined that and we're keeping it very easy for you to see what are you currently teaching. You'll be able to navigate backwards too as well to the fall term, and it'll be up to how the system's set up as far as how far in the past that you'll be able to see your courses. So if it's a rolling enrollment term to term that just kind of goes over that sessions, then those classes would be available in the previous term view, and you'll be able to navigate there, and they would be open. And I don't know if you can see it, but there's a lock here. That means the class is closed and unavailable. If it's meant to, all you have to do is come here and click that lock. It's available. How many steps does it take you guys to make a course available? I counted it yesterday. Four links down. That just wasn't easy for workflow. So we made it very easy for you to make your courses available. How about those institutional organizations that we have that I seem to be enrolled in everything? The school thinks that I need to be in AQUIP. They need to make sure that I'm in the HR policy, the faculty union. I'm in all these courses. But what about segmenting those to organizations? So they're not in my course listing. So now we've taken that community module and we built it into the platform. You don't have to buy it separate. It's already in here. So I can go through here and see my organizations and participate just like I would in a course in those organizations. The next thing is, what is going on day by day in my courses? I don't want to go into my course and hit the calendar and figure out what my dates are. What's due? I get it on my recent activity, but if I want to see in the past or in the future, you have the calendar view, and it will take all your courses' due dates, your tasks that you've assigned your students, and to-dos. How many are challenged by to-dos and tasks? They're separate modules. They don't appear in the Grade Center. And you have to drive your students to go to the task module to get those little steps that you want them to work towards to finish something, or to give them to-dos, like you should be reading chapter 3 through 4 today. And the students have then a to-do module and a task module and their calendar. We've taken those pieces and we created those entries to be in the calendar. Thank you, good. I'm glad to hear one finally. So decentralize all those modules to put them in one area. All right, you'll also see that the class schedule is available. If your SIS system provides the class schedules, even if they're face-to-face, they will appear here and the students will know where they're going. They can easily click and find the building, so that all can be built out and customized. Or if they're all online, again, it'll give them their course listing. If you click on a certain day, you're going to get a streamline of those events for a particular day in all your courses. So here I have office hours that I'm participating in my physics class, and I'm doing a biology lab in Hall 3B. So, yep, okay, I know what I'm doing today, off I go. Again, an overview of all your courses. No more do you have to pick and choose and go where you're, and understand what courses are going on with certain events. Here, we've taken the BBIM product. Who uses that? Okay, which is part of the Collaborate suite. We've taken that and we've built it into this called Messages. You'll be able to see when your students are online, and you can send them instant messaging through here. It also takes the send email feature and the send messages feature that we're used to in the Learn environment, course by course, and we put it all in one central spot. So when I click on the left side, you have to think of all global interaction with my courses. I can still drill down, and we'll see that in a minute, and see what these are, these functionalities by course. So Sam Blackwell is online. I'll be able to click on his name and return his message. I can read it, I can reply to, I can forward it, and here's another nice thing, and I hope I get some class for this. You'll be able to save and file that email message away. So no longer do you have to set up another server, capture that interaction, and then get it back from your IT area. You'll have that. You'll be able to create folders and save it to those folders. And then, of course, you can delete it. One thing I want you to see is I'm only one click into something I want to do. Now, one click, and I'm going to go back. So no more 4 layers down using the breadcrumb trail to get back to where I wanted to be. All right, we still have tools. Oh, this is grading. So your grading for all your courses are going to be listed here. And your grading opportunities will be listed by course. And you'll be able to easily click on the link and go into those artifacts that you've collected for that assignment or test. And it gives you upfront data. So you'll be able to see how many things need to be graded, how many grades have been sent, and you'll get a breakdown of your students' activity. So 7 students are late, okay, for that first one, and I've graded 20. So I need to reach out to those students and let them know, you're late, what's going on? You'll be able to click on this and get a list of those students, write your email, send it. Same with the assignment 2 and week test. You know, you'll see 10 tests are needed to be graded, 10 submitted. Great, my students did this on time. They took the test. I'm ready to go. So I just click on this and either review the test. If it's auto-graded, you know, it populates. You can then send the grades. If you're comfortable with everything in week 1 test, you'll see that, and in this case, I did send the grades to my students. When I do not, there's a paper airplane here. And if I click on that, I have the options. Do I send it to all my students, particular students, or I want to hold off for a while? And then I would just cancel. So you'll be able to tell in the screen, had the grades been submitted? Do my students know? And you'll see how it shows up for them in a second. I can go back to the traditional gradebook view by clicking here, and I'll get that grade center view that I'm currently used to. Okay? Okay, we still have tools. We still have partnerships. And we've reduced that control panel tools and that list of 33 tools that are in there. And we've now truncated into one area, good, thank you, that applies to all your courses. And you can quickly use, like Explore for learning objects, the Blackboard Store if your school has it, and any other partnerships that you would like to activate that's available to you, such as Pearson, Helix Media Library, Cultura, Wiley, Cengage. They're all going to, McGraw-Hill, they're all going to be listed here. If your school's turned it on, it's available to you, it's going to be here as a tool. So no more going to course and going to Pearson and then being passed over to Pearson's e-college platform. You'll be able to click here and go immediately to it. So no more drilling down by course. And when you do that, you click there, you're going to go to the courses that that's tied to. Okay, so that's the global view. Let's take a look at what the new course list is going to be. So let's take a look. Do you want to see what an empty shell looks like first? What are you going to see when you first come in? Okay, right? All right. So general chemistry. We'll see here. You're going to be prompted to those things that you might not be familiar with and where to start. So some of those tools that we saw on the global menu items are now available by the course. So then we've asked faculty, what's the most important artifact that students go to your class for? What is it?
Grades.
Grades, yeah. Before grades are in there. Syllabus. Okay, great. So we've come up with a very easy way for you to add your syllabus. You have 3 choices. You can click and drag a document from a thumb drive, your hard drive, wherever it might be, virtual drive, click and drag it and place it in there. And then it becomes a Word document or PDF. You can also click here and you'll be able to go to the content collection, because now the content collection is part of the Learn environment. It's not a separate piece anymore. And if you're stored in there, you just upload it through the content collection or create a new one. So those are options that you're going to have. So if I've had a previous syllabus for this course, one click, it's going to know, bring that syllabus in. And it's also going to use the date management feature so that your dates will realign. So you're not going to see that as a separate tool now. It's intelligent enough to say, you taught this course last term, bring it over, change the dates, because in the parameters, it's going to say the start date for this is this date, and the end date is this date. All right, I'm up and running. My syllabus is ready to go. I have the cue that it says this is visible to my students. If it isn't, it's going to say hidden. In one click, I'll be able to hide it. And it's not going to show you that, but it's going to hide it and it give you a status that it's no longer available to students. Let's go back. Okay, notice now that course content is going to be in an outline form. It's going to have a hierarchy of the starting point that you want in your course, and then all the different areas that you want to populate. And it could be by week, it could be by module, it could be by adaptive release. You'll decide how to add the content in the order which you are going to teach. And you'll be able to move things around. So very easily, when I hover over this line, I can create the next section. And by clicking the plus sign, I'll be able to create, which used to be called what? What are we used to now? Build content. Thank you. Now it's create. So everything you're used to in build content is in the create area. This is where you could do folders, adaptive release, learning modules, all would be available in the create functionality. Or I can upload again from either the content collection or drag and drop and place the document in here. This is what I love. Brilliant. How many love to do course copying? Love to do it? How many of you forget to hit grade settings and columns? It's towards the bottom. It's one little box. You guys do it? Oh, good, good. I have a lot of faculty that miss that. And as a sysadmin, they would freak out and say, none of my assignments are in my grade center. My copying didn't work. And I'd go back and say, you didn't click this box, so none of the assignments are tied to your grade center. So then we had to do a bulk delete and redo the course enrollment, course copying. So now I'm going to show you this. Course copy and import works just like this. You're going to get a screen that comes over and say, these are the recent courses you taught from. Where do you want to copy from? And it can go back as far as the system will allow you to. So this is life sciences, right? Or general chemistry. So I'm going to take the content from general, whoop, that one didn't work. It's probably the first one. We'll say life science works. Okay, so I can click the first plus sign and take everything in that course, everything for grades to go into Grade Center, except enrollments. That option hasn't been built yet to bring enrollments over. So if you're used to that, it's not going to be in here. Right now, it's just bringing content, your Grade Center, and your tools over. No more click, 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 and decide. Now, if I just say I want only week 1, I click there. Look how fast it populated in my course. No more waiting for that email that says it's been completed. No more status at the top of your course that says the course has been completed. You'll see immediately that course copying where it went. If I want to go to the next section, hit that. Automatically went in my course. I'm done. My course copying's done. So with that, I'm going to click and I'm back to where I was. All my content's ready to go. Now, if I want to say, no, I want to move this stuff around, absolutely. You'll have the handle and you'll move it up and down. So click and drag. You can delete this, say, no, I don't want to do this, or I want to edit it, or I want to change some of the settings. And the settings are those content options that you're used to, which could be date, adaptive release, goals and alignment, all that will be under settings. All right, now, who's in my course? One click, and I'll be able to go there. I'm going to show it in another class because this doesn't have enrollment. This course is hidden. One click, it's available. I don't have to go 4 layers down to make my course available. It's one click in my course, I'm ready to go. Pre-population of your office hours, if it comes from your student information system. If not, you'll be able to add that. Here's what's the instructor and a TA in there ready to go. you'll be able to say, I want to see all the assignments in my course. I don't want this outline right now. I want to look at just assignments. Or I just want to see what discussions are going on in my class. Or I want to go to the messages and review that. You'll be able to from this screen. We have a very intelligent search. So as I start typing out words, it's going to filter out and give you the results of that. So if this class grows quite a bit, you can start searching at the top to get to where you want to. All right. Sounds good? All right, so this class is ready to go, and my enrollments would be coming in. I would turn it on. One click, I'm going to go back to my courses, and I'm going to a class that's currently populated and running. So this is already set up. I got students in here. I have a link to the Collaborate product now in my course. No longer do I have to go Control Panel, Course 2, Blackboard Collaborate, click, and then hit my virtual office. It's right there. One click, I'm going to Collaborate. And I'll be able to facilitate with my students any questions they have, do a presentation. I'll be able to do a talking head presentation, save it, post it in my class. No longer do you have to buy Collaborate separate. It's going to be in here. I have a TA that I'm working with. My office hours I'm familiar with. Another link to virtual office space. My course is open. My roster. Everybody in my class. You have intelligent search and filters. If you have the options to enroll students, it's there. If not, you'll never see that. And you can do the thumbnail, or you can do the list view of those students. And you'll be able to click on them and see they're online and send them a message. Okay, those tools that I saw on the left-hand side are now available by the course level. Here's your outline view. Here's your course calendar. And again, this is just for the class. You'll be able to use the functionalities that you're used to globally, as well as down by your course. Edit those events, add those, push them out to your students, and they'll get those items too as well. The messages form, just like on my global level now, I'm looking at only the students in my courses. Are they online and available? And then that same reply, forward, and save or delete. So now you can create folders for a class level and save those messages. How about the grades in this class? A little different view. Now it looks more like what you're used to in the Grade Center. This is the new Grade Center. Your grading opportunities are going to be at the front. Their due dates, your status of grading, set up the grading schema, if you will, or set up color coding if you want to do that. All that's going to be under the grade column, and then the option to send a message or send the grades. So you'll see the airplane, I haven't sent my grades, or I can email people about this assignment. I can send my comments to all my students or pick out a few of them that maybe are not doing as well or at risk. I'll be able to reach those students in my Grade Center. All my grading opportunities, I can add more items that are not in as an assignment or a graded object in my course. So participation might be one. You can add that, set up points for that, extra credit, and then you'll decide how that's calculated too, by using add calculation. So now you'll be able to break down your Grade Center a little bit differently. And I've seen some grading that makes my head spin. Yeah, you'll have more flexibility here than doing weighted totals and then, or a total of grades or points or percentages and so forth, averages. So you'll have expanded calculation opportunities here. You can search. I can say only assignments, only tests. So pretty easy to read. No more going to Control Panel, Grade Center, needs grading. It's all right here in my Grade Center. So that's everything that I have for this class. That's either graded, needs to be graded. I can see how many have turned it in, how many are missing, how many submitted, all that in one view. I don't have to go through that spreadsheet and try to figure out who's not here and who's done it, and who do I need to outreach. On one screen, I'm doing that. All right, the last one I want to show is the discussion boards in your class. So we kept the discussion panel here, and you'll create discussion forums here. Either they can be graded, it's up to you. Set them up, you have options here to edit, set the settings, which are, is it graded, when is it available, and other options there. Delete it, move it around. The ones that are dimmed out here are hidden from your students, and these are the active posts that are going on. All right, one click, I'm back to where I was. Now, recent feedback has said to us, I want to stay with what I'm used to. I'm not ready for this new ultrified view. I want to keep what I know. Okay, you'll have the option to decide that. So intro biology, I'm not ready to be in the new environment for it because it's very particular. I'm comfortable with this. You'll get a screen here that says, are you sure you want to go back to that view? Here's the new experience. And you can go back to that mode or say, nope, not now. You're going to be on the latest release of Blackboard Learn, which is October, and your content will be something like what you're used to. And it may lay out differently based on your school's templates or how you set it up. But typically, we can see all the menu options, the control panel, all that familiar area that you're used to now. And then when you're ready, you can decide, yep, I want to go back to the new ultrified view. I can click on here. Preview now, goes back, and I'm in everything. I didn't have to switch anything around. It automatically took your content and redisplayed it in the ultrified view. And you can then continue teaching in this. Now, it will not be a good idea to halfway through the term switch. So there are most likely going to be a threshold where you can't switch. It wouldn't be good for the students to be back and forth, and it might be confusing for support people. But you'll have that option to decide. Do I want to ultrify or do I want to be classic? All right, one click, I'm back to where I was. I do have my profile area that I'll be able to set up, and we've integrated some of the best building blocks that faculty need. Their Google Drive, a direct connection to the Pearson MyMastering and Labs, and McGraw-Hill. And again, making your profile visible to who? The institution, your classmates, course, or hidden. And that's part of the learning network. How many use the learning network now with social tools and cloud? Okay, so now here at the profile screen, you'll be able to control that. Email, department, phone number, accessibility settings for yourself. Your students will have that too as well. And notification settings. So if you don't want to see those flags from the calendar, you can turn that off. If you don't want to see when a graded object is available, a assignment artifact has been sent, needs grading, you can turn that notification off. So you'll get better controls of that. So how about that? Does it look good? Got some good features. It's clean, easy to navigate, less training time needed, right? I only heard one clap. Okay, so what is the student experience? So let's go on the student journey. What are they going to see? They're going to see recent activities. Just like you, they're going to get a timeline of those artifacts, those notifications, assignments, tests, discussion board postings. That's going to be here, and all their classes are going to show up on their recent activity. By day, oh, look, I got a grade back. I don't have to go to my grades. I don't have to dive deep into the course to figure out where my instructors put that tool called My Grades. I don't have to log in and go to the notifications and grades and then scroll through. I can just simply log in, scroll through this screen, and find those opportunities. So here, color-coded, I'm green, I did well, positive reinforcement, good retention. How are we doing on time? Okay. Discussion board posting opportunity that I have, an assignment that I need to be working on, and its due date, tells me how many possible attempts, and there's no late submissions. Content that I need to review, Another grade that was returned to me, oh, one I did not do well. So I can see that, wow, I'm probably at a C level for this, and the instructor thinks that maybe I could do better. I can click on that and email my instructor and ask them, why did I get this? What can I do better? Are there resources for me to improve in this class? But overall, I'm doing okay. All right. Same view for them. Their current courses, I'm in Beth Carlson's Life Sciences class. I click on that, and boom, there's my announcements. This is what I need to see and pay attention to. We have flags and warnings now that says, hey, you got something that's due tomorrow, you better get this done. I can view older announcements, and I can dismiss it like I'm used to. So now what I'm seeing is the content for the course, just like Beth saw it. There's no guessing. Here's a grade associated to what I turned in. Breakdown by modules. It could be adaptive learning, and this is where I am in what I've done. So as content becomes available, I'll be able to scroll through it and work with it. Contact information, I can join her virtual office session in one click, see the roster. All those tools that we saw up here is available, and it's not going to show me that, but all those messages, grade center, discussion board, calendar will all appear up here, and the student will have that. They can also change this and filter out, but a lot easier to figure out what I'm doing. One click, I'm away. Organizations that I'm a part of, be able to see that very quickly and join those. My global calendar of all those tasks, to-dos, and assignments, and any date-driven artifact is in here. Same type of view. This one is a timeline view, or I could go back to the classic calendar. I can add my own. I don't know about iCal or Google Calendar yet. Outlook, I haven't been told about that, but hopefully it will be. Messages. So here's my colleagues and classmates. I can see they're online, communicate directly with them, read their messages. I can add a message, and I don't know, okay. And I'll be able to save messages too as a student. Reply, forward, all will be options here, or deletion. One click, I'm back. How about my grades overall? So overall in my class, what is my grades? I can now gauge in one view, how am I doing in life science? I have a B so far. The class average is a B, so I'm pretty much in line with everybody. In this class, I got an A. I'm doing better than the rest of the class. My advanced drawing, no, I'm not doing very well. Class is a little bit stronger, so maybe I need to pay attention to other opportunities I have to improve in there. Oop. All right, if I want to view all my grades, here's everything. Status as far as grade is pending. The instructor hasn't sent it back. Pending, graded, and then break it down by class. So there's no longer guessing the students like, where's my grade in the process? Okay. And then tools, just like the instructor, tools that are available to the students. All right, so I know we've got to wrap up here. Do we have time to do collaborate? Okay.
Well, yeah, when I show collaborate,
okay.
Take some questions.
All right, very good. One thing also I didn't show is responsive design. Any browser, any version, any device, it will then shrink and move and align the content just like that experience. On the PlayStation, Xbox, Wii, they use Opera. It's available on there too. So they could be gaming and turning in assignments or reading and doing homework. So we'll support Nooks, Chromebooks, any device. With responsive HTML design, we build a better framework for that experience. Good, thank you. I was hoping to get one there. All right, Collaborate 2015. No more Java, HTML5 interface. Good, thank you. This is just for demo, you wouldn't get this, but I'm gonna take you to the teacher mode. So Collaborate Now, see how quick that launched? When you have a link in your class, boom, you're there. And you can pre-populate that screen with a welcome and it comes up every time, or you can break it down to what you're lecturing on. All that will be up front. Once you launch it, boom, it's there. If I'm in the middle of a presentation, I want to click and drag, I can do that to bring in a file. I have the microphone settings, the video, raise my hand. I can see a poll response that I've set up. I can record this session. Try to share content. So I can share my screen, an application, the whiteboard, or files. No more going up into the toolbar and figuring out those buttons. Very clean right here. All right, what's the room chat? Who's talking? What's going on? I can view that. Who's in here? Who's got a question? Who's stepped away? Who's using a device, mobile device? That one's not working. And then settings. What are the parameters for this event? What do I want to set up? Excellent. All right, we're going to go back to there it is. A student view. So here I've done a talking head presentation. I'm presenting it now in my class. I have students that are popping in asking questions. So I saw that very quickly. I can go back over here and read her chat. Because maybe I don't want to keep that window open. But if it's closed, I'm going to get notifications. The students won't see that. It's messages to me. And then I can go over there and answer the question. But talking head, same tools here, my presentation, all ready to go. Who's in here? The chatting, and of course, settings. The recording mode. So if I want to create a talking head presentation to post in my course, this is the recording mode. Would you like to share a file? Click and drag it and put it in here. Do you have links that you have available? Great. And you're going to talk to each of these. I just copied those from my class and put them in here. That's Unit 1. All those links came with it. All those documents are behind it. I don't have to pre-populate using the planner and Collaborate Now. Again, it's here. Very easy to use. Start recording, and I'm off and running. So no Java, HTML5, using what we, in the background, it's using web, RTC, and you can go look up that technology that Blackboard has now, and you can find out what the framework is for Collaborate. You can go to savepage.com and take a demo. That's the same technology that we're using and our web conferencing. So any questions I can answer real quick? We got a couple. Yes, ma'am. Yep.
Excited about it, but one of the things that we do is we use it a lot for things outside of Blackboard, a lot of external users and interviewers and sponsorship meetings. How easy is it to share outside of the?
Yep, you'll be able to send an invite to guests outside the Blackboard system, and then they click on that and they'll be able to join. Yep, and if you continue to use Adobe Connect, it'll be a building block. So it'll be in your tools.
Okay.
Yep, saw another one over here. So the releases are, we're going to a SaaS cloud model. We're going to offer what we call the standard SaaS model. You're going to get Learn. You're going to be on Amazon Web Services, multi-tenant environment. So you're going to share a system with other Blackboard clients. Very basic. You're always going to have the current version, and those fixes are going to be applied automatically. Your downtime is going to be almost zilch. We guarantee the service to be 99.9 up. So every time there's an update or a patch or a hot fix, we put it in, nobody experiences downtime. Now, the premium SaaS, and you will be very limited in what you could do in the admin panel on the standard SaaS. Premium SaaS will give you the experience, if you're managed hosting now, that experience would be the same in the cloud You'll have all the functionality and latitude, and you'll be scalable in a cloud environment versus what you're used to in managed hosting. Managed hosting, you schedule your updates, you're down for a period of time, and then you're back up. With premium SaaS, again, 99.9 uptime, no downtime for upgrades, hotfixes, restarts, and so forth. Now, self-hosting to get the software hasn't been announced, but it's the last stage of what we're going to offer. Yep. They haven't even said. I've seen the end of the year, but they're really having problems with how clients would set it up to meet our framework, which might be a change because it's no more Oracle or SQL, it's Postgres. So that's a change. And so we have to figure out the change management to deliver the software better for self-hosting. Okay, yes?
Two quick questions. For students in grades, will the rubric link show up or do they have to fish for it?
Nope, it'll be right next to the grade. Now, it's on a timeline, and if it's not a rubric item, it wouldn't show up there. It'd be a little icon.
But they don't have to go fish for it.
Nope.
Okay, second question is on the calendar. Will students be able to access the calendar and put in, like, if they want to sign up for a time to do a presentation?
I haven't heard that, but they will have flexibility to populate their own items in there.
No. It's like if it's for a class and they want to sign up to do a class presentation.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet. I haven't seen that, but that's interesting. Well, hold on and see. And if you have ideas that you would like to see, go to BIE@blackboard.com. Those emails goes to our product team and leadership. And the more they see these items they want, we build into it. I had a question over here.
In addition to that, for
Yeah.
questions with rubrics, feedback, will feedback show up automatically right there? Do they have to?
When they click the assignment, it'll bring up what they're used to in Crocodoc and see that information. So your annotations in the assignment, your feedback, the grades, the rubric, all will be pretty much when they click on the assignment.
So they have to drill in to get their feedback.
Yes. Yep. But it's only one click, and that side window comes over, and then their assignment in Crocodoc comes over. So they're still pretty much on that same screen. It just, they click, it comes over.
It seems like you ought to be able to do something, you can make a color-coded button, you should be able to have.
It might be.
a button beside
Yeah.
that says feedback or something.
That might be a good suggestion for BIE.
Well, to think that there's vision.
And that's why the current grade center feedback is showing up again, because you guys have taken it away, and like you said, we need feedback to show up, and now it's showing up.
Right.
But it sounds like it's one way.
And I'm not sure. I just haven't seen it build out yet.
If you have more questions also, you guys will be around.
Yep.
Out just outside here. Lawrence, thank you
Yep,
for the
thank
keynote.
you.
Appreciate
I
it.
appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.